like she was like, I felt like she was actively after Brian, and I'm just like, when it comes to my man, that's not okay.
Front runner in this process, I think you do.
Ultimately, what she's trying to say in that moment, she was having is kind of like, I'm not saying it, whatever, but.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black But 91. We're talking to you guys about, Ultimatum Season 2, Marry or Move on Reunion. Listen, I hope the internet's going to be cutting out not badly on this. But we're talking to you guys about this this reunion because I've watched it all now. So I can tell you the whole exact situation. There's a lot to get through. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to break down, okay? But before we go anywhere by breaking things down, let me just quickly give you a rundown of what happened in the reunion. If you have not watched the reunion, spoilers alert, spoilers alert, spoilers alert, spoilers alert, spoilers freaking alert. Let me keep it real. Let me keep it 100. I'll keep it G with you. Roxanne is mad. Lisa is mad. Antonio is mad. Rhea has a little bit of madness still. Trey, I'm gonna need you to wake up and smell sanity a little bit. Okay? All right? Yeah? Okay. Fantastic. All right. The only sane couple in that place seems to be James and Ryan, and even they, I don't want them together. But they're the only sane couple. But the rest of them, I want you to wake up and smell the Kenko coffee. Okay? I want you to wake up and smell the Kenko coffee because some of you have lost the plot. Okay, have lost the freaking plot. All right, smell the Kinko coffee, take it in, take a deep breath, and exhale the bullcrap. I want you to breathe in sanity and exhale the bullcrap. One last time, inhale reality, exhale the disrespect. Because there's a lot of disrespect going on that was ridiculous. Okay. Roxanne was one of them. Okay. All right. She's lost it. The delusion is strong. Okay. As well. And I need Lisa to wake up from her delusion as well. Because it was given Delulu. Right? It's given Delulu. But we're not here to give emotional responses. We're gonna break it down as to why I believe it's a little bit Delulu from both of these people, right? From at least two of these couples, right? There's a lot of Delulu on both sides. And so we're going to break it all the way down. If you are someone who likes, listening to commentary and people breaking down certain topics, then this is definitely the channel for you. So I want you to do a massive favor, guys. If you haven't done so already, do me this great favor. And make sure you guys are liking, you're sharing, you are subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so already, please do. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 100K, hopefully by the end of the year. In fact, no, by the end of the year. Let's not say hope. By the end of the year, we want to get to 100K. So we want you guys to help us out and help us get to that magical number. So if you haven't done so already, please like the live as well. Okay. Now, for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated because the streets out there are hot. Okay. All right, listen. Let's get this going because there's a lot of delusion that is happening that you don't want to miss. Okay, so let's first start off by talking about the original Delulu, which is Lisa and Rhea beef that happened. Okay, the Leah and Rhea beef that happened. Okay, now hopefully I can get some clips appropriately for you guys, but do forgive me if I don't get the right clip because the internet be bugging for you, baby. All right, cool. Let's see if I can get this up.
She's saying in that moment, that's kind of how it felt to her, right?
Can I also just say, sorry, that you probably were just like, I don't know, am I gonna say hormonal? I mean, your emotions are...
All right, let's start there first and foremost. Now, if you didn't watch the reunion, there ain't gonna be much clips, so you're gonna have to go and watch the reunion. But let's keep it a buck, let's keep it real. First and foremost, I want to talk about this, right? Lisa said outright, she does not regret what she said. This is why I said that Lisa is a freaking problem and why I said she's abusive towards Brian. And I said this because if I in no way am I thinking to myself, if Lisa if Lisa cannot apologize, okay, if Lisa cannot apologize for what she said to Rhea, I cannot see how she would apologize to Brian about what she did. The only way she's saying that is to get him is to manipulate him back into her arms. I can't see her saying sorry if you can't even think about, hold on a minute, I just called this girl a Hooters B word, a Hooters B word, because she decided to do exactly what the show told us to do. Do you know what I'm saying to you? I can't see a positive, I can't see a realistic apology coming to Brian about her behavior when she can't even apologize to Rhea. But then I can flip it and say, maybe there was an apology. And let me tell you why I think there might be an apology, right? Sometimes with women like Lisa, due to their pain, okay, all right, they actually dump their pain on women and not on men. And usually the person who's hurt them is a man, but they try to dump their pain on other women as a way of having some level of power, right? And so instead of actually apologizing to Rhea and saying, I'm so sorry, you're Hooters, saying the comment about the Hooters B word, and yes, you're absolutely right, she worked at Hooters too. This for me, and not only that, but what's the main couple who do the show, she worked at Hooters. So it's like, why is it that you had the gall, the unmitigated gall, to drop those bars about Rhea, talking about how she's a Hooters B word, sit in front of her face on reunion a couple of months later, and you still can't say sorry? That tells me all I need to know about someone like Lisa, right? And listen, she may be a girl's girl, I don't know. But what it was given in that moment was, why are you hating on Rhea? Because you're jealous and you were scared. You were scared that this woman could take your man. You know why? Because you don't trust your man. It wasn't about Rhea. Of course, no. Yeah, look, don't get twisted. Rhea had her own ideas. Don't get twisted. We know, okay? But the fact that you would call this woman a name, a fellow black woman, call her not only a Hooters B word, you called her a roach. And that for me is kind of scary. You know what I mean? Like, I know roach might not sound like a big word, but, again, you insulting this woman in this particular way when, first and foremost, you brought yourself on the show and you brought your man on the show, and the person in the show is doing exactly what the show told them to do. They're not doing anything out of the ordinary. She hasn't even put any game down. Literally, all she did was do what the show told her to do, which is now go on dates. You realized you don't have no other person who you want to go on dates with. Now, you might have had a pact or a plan before you went onto the show. That's your business. But you don't then bring the other woman into the situation. If you know you and your man, Brian, have a pact in place that says, hey, we're going to go on a show. We're not going to do too much. We're going to keep it nice and kosher. We've had it, I don't want to do too much. I don't want to do too much or whatever. Right, then I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at it in a particular way and be like, okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Rhea didn't even drop no real bars. So what part of Rhea did you want to destroy so badly? And then your explanation about it also was about the fact that I don't know if I can get a little clip and see if I can get it. Hopefully I can get that clip if I can. I don't know where it was because I didn't actually put the timestamps down for when I usually do. I put timestamps down, but when I watched it, I didn't do it. I have to do a bigger breakdown later on. Let me see if I can get a clip and see.
What do you do for a living? And like I told her, I worked at Hooters, and she said she used to work at Hooters. Thought that was surprising when you want to say, like you kind of do much.
So obviously Rhea brings it up and says, it was distasteful, like you brought it up to me, etc., etc. It was disrespectful the way that you handled the situation. Lisa was like, yeah, well, I meant what I said. So, I'm not going to take it back. And here's my thing too. Instead of Brian, and this is when I knew that Brian's also a problem too. You know when someone's also a problem too. Now listen, I still think he's getting abused by Lisa personally, but here's why I have issue with Brian. Brian's trying to clean it up with the whole, I don't think she meant what she meant when she said, what she meant is that her feelings are there. And I was like looking at Brian like, bro, let me tell you something, right? You should have checked her behind the scenes and not let her come on TV and say this madness. You should check Lisa behind the scenes and let Lisa know that she should not continue this madness with another fellow black woman the way she has done. This shouldn't even be another conversation. Instead, you're backing her on the thing. Do you know what? You know what I would have been doing? No. Let me tell you something. You know what I would have done if my missus did that? I would have grabbed her hand and I said, listen, and I said to her, babe, stop it. And if I have to tell you, hey, shh, I mean it. I'm going to do it. And here's why. Because sometimes you saying all that ish, it's going to get us both into trouble. Me letting you run off your mouth and say the wildest thing right now affects both of us, our brand, it affects us as a family, it affects us, in terms of how people see us. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I'm going to tell you to shush. You're doing too much. Stop. Because you're talking about another woman. Stop that. Leave that alone. Apologize to her and be done. But he can't do that because he has no control over Lisa. And I mean no control as in not like a manipulative way, but he has no control. He has no power with Lisa. Okay? He has no power with Lisa. So, of course, Lisa's going to do what Lisa's going to do. Lisa going to say what Lisa going to say. Right? And what I really did not like is the fact the show hosts did not hold Lisa accountable. What were you guys doing? What Lisa did was absolutely abusive. And not one person held her accountable. But because she's pregnant, the kid's out. Why are we not holding her accountable? Why are we not saying, Lisa, do you know what you did was abusive to your man? Do you know that what you did with Rhea was disgusting and distasteful to another fellow woman? Where was woman code? Yeah? Where was all the woman code that was meant to be happening? Where's the sister to sister code from the main co-host? Where was all that energy that you had last season for Love is Blind, for checking other women? But when it comes to this one, you don't want to check it. You said you want to give them gifts. You want to reward these two with gifts because they had a baby. Look, that's the kind of society we're in right now. We reward people having children. And listen, no offense to anybody who's had children out of wedlock. I want to be very, very clear. I'm making a specific point. So please don't get into my ass on this live. I want you to understand I'm making a specific point. Why is it we got to a point that you have given gifts to two people who, one, didn't finish the show, two, they still ain't engaged, and three, had a child out of wedlock, but you want to support that part. And I want you to understand what I'm saying here about how we reward people. We've given them gifts. But the very people who are on the Ultimatum show, which there were 4 couples, by the way, which I don't believe all 4 of them should be married at all. I'm not going to say that at all. But none of them got a gift in our visual eye line. I'm not saying they didn't get a gift because we don't know, but you visually gave them a gift. And for me, this is insulting because what you're saying is you're rewarding this type of behavior, which first and foremost, if they had a kid on his own, maybe I could see it happening. But the behavior was disgusting. So you're rewarding that behavior with a gift. I'm looking at you and I'm going, what are you doing? Why are we doing that? Why are we rewarding them with gifts? When they're unaccountable, when Lisa is saying, I'm not going to apologize, when Brian is out here shirking and jerking and jiving and backing up the woman who's wrong in her behavior towards another woman, why are we giving them gifts? So we're giving them a gift of a pacifier and a sippy cup. And I get it. Listen, I understand. I get it. It's a baby gift. But I'm asking the question, why are you doing that? Again, I want to make it very, very clear. I'm not insulting single mothers. I'm not insulting people who have had children outside of wedlock. I'm not insulting people in that any capacity. I want to make it very, very clear. This particular behavior that Lisa has done, right? That we're now rewarding at the reunion. We're not calling it out. We're not saying that she was wrong for what she done. Instead, we're giving them gifts. The host, what's her name? I can't remember what's her name. Was it Vanessa? Vanessa had more energy for who is it? For Rhea and Kat than she really did have for Lisa. I was confused. Not only Lisa, Roxanne too. I was like, you have more energy for Rhea and for Kat than you really do have for Lisa and have for and Roxanne. I'm so confused. Where is the accountability here, Vanessa? Right? You was here getting on people's arse on Love is Blind. You were in people's arse. You were actually at the canal trying to destroy them from within. And when we're seeing behavior on our screen right now that needs checking, that needs to be spoken about, that needs to be addressed, we're not doing that. Now, maybe I want to be fair. I want to be fair to Vanessa. Maybe the producers told her, don't address it because we don't want no issues. Maybe. But the reality of the situation is we are seeing DV on our screens and y'all just blank past it. So yes, when you're giving them gifts, okay, I was confused by that. Let's go. Okay, let's see if I can get this going.
My assumption off of her job, I based it off of how she was acting during this process. Because for me, like if you are in love with someone you came here with, you're not almost talking. But so
see, my issue here is this: Lisa's still being rude now. Like Rio was, and I don't like it. Forget even the DV now. I don't like how Lisa's attitude is on the show, and no one's addressing it. Nick nor Vanessa. It's like this is the second season I'm seeing this weak, tame discipline. Why are we not saying something? Why are we not firing questions back at Lisa to ask her, hey, what we're seeing is, you know what I mean? Why are we not addressing those points? Why are we not getting to a point where we're saying, hey, look, we heard what you said, Lisa. You're not apologizing. But don't you think that, you know, what you said was inappropriate? Don't you think what you said was rude? Don't you think that even now when you're being unaccountable and not really addressing what you said, you think you're being rude? I just thought to myself, why are we having a reunion? What's the point of having a reunion? What was the point of having a reunion? It's not a reunion, it's a checkup. You know what I'm saying to you? Would it have been is it a checkup? It's not a reunion. I'm just trying to answer a question. Like, it's not a reunion. What we had in that show was not a reunion. It was a checkup. And if you wanted to do that, we could have done an after checkup. There was nothing in it that was reunion. There was no cross-firing, no cross-checking. If anything, Roxanne was giving us more cross-checking than anybody else. Right? Roxanne was giving us more checking. Why was nobody doing a cross-check? So it just became really silly because people are saying stuff and no one's even checking and say, hey, you know what? We don't agree that. That's not. And did you notice, guys? The only clip that they showed again was actually with, I think it was with Kat and Roxanne. With Kat and Roxanne, they showed a video of Kat and Roxanne, what she said. I was like, so wait, are you not going to show a clip of Lisa and what she did and have a conversation about it? And let's not talk about body language, because if I get into body language, we're going to have a problem. Okay? We're going to have a problem. We have a problem. I'm probably not going to get no interviews from this. I don't care. Because I'm devil, okay? I want to tell the truth and shame the devil, okay? I want you to look at this body language. I need you to see the body language. Look at this body language.
It was tasteless. I didn't appreciate it just because there is a 7 years age gap. And it's just like it just seems like because you're upset.
She didn't care.
I did.
And I think where they're confused too is you all.
Where's the confusion? Vanessa, where's the confusion? Okay, where is confusion? I think where there's a little bit of confusion. Where is the confusion? There's no confusion. We need to know directly, Vanessa, this is inappropriate what she's saying. Okay, what she said is off limits. That's what I needed to hear. Now I'm gonna get to body language. Sorry, I didn't get the clip I wanted. So let me just do this quickly and get the clip. Okay, and get a clip. It felt, and look, someone will say, "Oh, it's not a big deal," but that not a big deal. It's just two couples. Da, da, da. Look, watch this body language here. Look at this. Are you under arrest or are you under arrest, Brian? Now I have to ask a serious question. Are you under arrest or are you under arrest? Could you not have put your hand on her lap and she be okay? And she put her hand on your lap? Why is she arresting you? I want to know why she's arresting you. Why has she got you under arrest? Brian, why are you there perched like her son and not her partner? I want to know. Why are you perched there like her son and not her partner? Like, come here, Brian. I don't want you to get lost. I don't want you to get lost today, Brian. So hold on to my hand, okay? That's what it's giving. And I'm not saying I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's just real. From what we're looking at right in front of us right now, what we're seeing is a tight grip, and it's very similar to what I saw in the opening credits of the first episode. It is the exact same type of behavior. The body language itself is telling us very much so. Brian is under her duress. She literally yanked his hand over and like, yeah, you gonna stay here. You're going to stay here. Now, someone might say it was only a few seconds. That's all we need. That's all we need. Okay? That's all we need. That's all we need. So, I don't know if there's another one. She just wouldn't let him go. It was just... It was, yeah. It was frustrating to see. I can't lie to you. So, the Lisa Rhea situation, yeah. It was annoying. And the thing is, she's still not getting the marriage. She's still not getting a marriage. After everything that's happened, she's still not getting married. I want to see if I can get that clip there. So we're in the same position once again. She says, obviously, Brian has to put a ring on it. And I'm like, well, Brian didn't actually answer the question. Anybody deep it? Let me give you a clip. Hopefully this will have more. Hopefully I got the right time. Brian didn't actually answer the question at all. They asked him a question about his timeline, and he still couldn't say what his timeline was.
Yeah.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. And I think marriage to me is very important. And I think that it's something that I definitely foresee future, right? And I think that I've done the work and we're doing the work to work.
Yeah, and you ain't gonna be at that point.
No?
Okay, you probably ain't gonna be at that point. More than likely, you ain't gonna be at that point. More than likely. I'm not gonna say guaranteed, but I'm gonna say more than likely because we're still in the same place. Nothing has changed. We gave an ultimatum, and the ultimatum was that you were gonna choose and obviously end up probably marrying her. We're now having a child. And we are no better off than we were when we started last season. It's been a whole year, and we're still in a place where we don't know a date, we don't know time. Look, people that are serious on this show have already set a date. The two couples have already set a date: September the 20th, May the 8th. Two couples already put down dates. Those are telling me they are serious about what they are serious about. Those are people that are serious about marriage. The rest of you are not serious. You're not serious. People have set a date, 20th of September, May the 8th. So how do you want me to interpret the situation? Nothing's changed, and now you got a kid. He ain't going nowhere. Neither are you, Lisa. Okay? Whilst you may be thinking you've captured him, I can guarantee you he gonna wake up and smell the Kenko coffee soon. You gonna wake up and smell the he gonna wake up and smell the Kenko coffee soon. Okay? Gonna wake up and smell the Kenko coffee and he gonna be out. Yeah? So that situation for me, they were asking him for a timeline. He still couldn't answer it. I said, so you can't answer a question about timelines? Like, you don't know what timeline you got?
I think we're doing things the way that we want to do it. And I think that's for the
No. Stop lying. We're doing the things the way that you want to do it. Lisa's already told us she wants to get married now. So we're not doing it the way we want to do it. She's conceded because she had a child, right? And she's lost a bit of power in that sense. Unfortunately, having a child doesn't make you have a stronger position. It makes you have a weaker one.
Time in a while, like we're on the same page on that.
Like,
so they're not in no better position than they were before. You get what I'm saying to you? They're not in a better position than they were before. So I'm gonna leave that there then. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. We're going to talk about Antonio and Roxanne because that is a doo-doo show. Antonio and Roxanne is an absolute doo-doo show. Absolute doo-doo show. Yes, Dahlia.
Hello, how are you?
What's Gucci? I'm good, man.
Good. I'm on my lunch break, so I'm gonna keep this quick. Actually,
No worries, babe.
I don't really care about the other couples. It's really just about Lisa and Brian.
That's cool. Go for it. No worries at all.
Okay. So I think Lisa is highly delusional. I think she was delusional before she came on the show. That much is clear. I think Brian has done everything short of like literally telling her, I don't want to marry you. That says, I don't want to marry you. I also think Brian is highly delusional. I was watching a video from Jessie Wu on this season. She made a good point. She was like, I don't understand how you're confused about how this baby came here. If you put penis and vagina, there's raw penis and raw vagina, you get a raw baby. So that's how this works. So it's like on one hand, your actions say you don't really want her, but then you're also engaging in acts with her that will result in a baby and would link you even further with her. The way he acted, something tells me that this is not her first time putting her hands on him. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's been in other relationships where women have done that to him before, and he's just kind of went along with that. I don't know his family dynamic, if he's a product of a really domineering single mother household. I don't know, but that's the impression that he gives. He does not give the impression that he would be a strong husband, especially for somebody like Lisa, who's got her own set of issues. I don't think they were a good fit, regardless, even before this baby came around. I don't know if there actually is a baby, but yeah, that's the impression that I get from them. Also, Vanessa and Nick are a deeply unserious couple. I don't, it's also, I don't, you didn't note this, but I do think it's strange how quickly they rushed this season out. If you compare this to the queer season that they had, which was really popular, and then the first season that they had, it had a much longer runtime. I think they stretched it out a lot more. I think because there was more drama and more interest in what was going on, and Netflix knew we need to hurry up and get this out of here. Just push it out. Because normally, especially in a situation like this where you have the writer strike and the actor strike, you would want to strike while you're hot on a show that's been a proven success. That didn't happen here. They pushed all the episodes out. They quickly gave you a reunion. There was no sizzle. There's no buildup. Even watching the other YouTubers who would normally comment on stuff like this, y'all have pushed your content out within, I would say, 1 to 3 episodes max, because y'all were done with it. I've seen people do 1 episode on, and that was really it. So this season, I think, was just kind of a nothing burger. So I'm gonna guess they're probably gonna do another queer version of this. I wonder if they're gonna do the guys or if they're gonna do like a bi version, because Netflix is messy like that. But yeah, I think they're gonna put the straights on the burner for a little bit, on the back burner. That's my opinion. Really? I I'm the one that has to hold up this show. I swear to God. Kojo, don't do this to me. Where did he go? Because I don't know the other couples, so I can't help you. If you guys wanted to know about the other ones, there's Roxanne, who I refuse to believe is 31. And an old boy who's like, I guess he's like her twin. He's also about business. And the other ones, I think there's the white guy. Oh, there he goes. Okay. Thank God. Because I had nothing. I was waffling. I don't know how you just talk for minutes on this. It's hard.
Internet took me out, baby. Sorry, were you finishing? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I was done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. So I definitely took your points about Lisa. That's the last thing I kind of heard before my inter went down. But yeah, no, I think the points about Lisa, Brian situation, as much as I talk about her, I think devious behavior, I definitely think that Brian also too. I'm looking at him like he's culpable too, because I'm looking at like the delusional as well, in terms of like, he doesn't want to get married. Like,
No.
He doesn't want to get married. He's not trying to get married. He's stalling the marriage. She knows he's stalling for the marriage. And it's like, he just keeps pushing that thing further and further away. And when he finally wakes up and smells the Kinko coffee, it's going to be her and the baby. And he's going to be having to co-parent with somebody who is not going to be reasonable, because she's not being reasonable right now. So it's like, and that's what I said to him. That's what I was saying, like, what he's not dealing with now, what he's not checking now, he will if he decides that he doesn't want to know more, you're gonna have to deal with that behavior. And the things that you're seeing with her, how she doing Rhea and how she did you, you're gonna see that times 10 when you guys finally break up, because she'll be like, I'm justified in my actions. She justified her being so disgusting to Rhea. So why would she not justify how she's gonna mistreat you after you guys break up, quote unquote, if you ever do, and you have to co-parent? She can say, well, it's the way that you spoke to me that I felt that I had to do what I had to do. And in fact, we've seen that because in episode 2, when they were sitting, episode 1, sorry, even when they, after the night of when they were in bed and she wants to go home, when they were sitting down, he was telling her, do you think all your reactions are are okay? And she said, yeah, I believe they are. And he said, are you justifying some of your behaviors? And she was like, yes, I am, because she believes she was right to do so. And we saw it live today. She said she feels justified in how she spoke to Rhea because Rhea crossed her. How did she cross her? By talking to a man. That is a level of sensitivity and wildness you're going to get. Just saying.
Yeah, I wish he had just come out and asked what he really wanted to ask, because he was trying to couch how he felt in these very indirect questions. Do you think that you were justified? Rather than just saying, hey, you were out of line today. I don't like how you were talking to Rhea, and I don't like how you were treating me. You were rude and you were disrespectful. You owe me an apology. You owe Rhea an apology. Period, point blank. He could have just said that, but because he's, no offense, but he's weak. He's not able to do that. And I don't know if he just has issues with confrontation or conflict resolution. But bro, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody, you need to get over that. That's part and parcel of being in relationship with somebody. Anybody, it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. To be in relationship with somebody else is being able to confront that which you don't like and handling it. One last thing, and I'm going to go. You were talking before about how Netflix, you felt like they dropped the ball in regards to Lisa. This is not their first time doing that. I don't know if you watched this season from a few months ago when they did the queer couples, but in the reunion, one of the couples, the lesbian couple, they were talking. One of the women was talking about how the other one had thrown like a toy or something at them, like threw it at their head, and just barely missed them. Yes, and the woman who did it was really blasé about the whole thing, and nobody said anything. Like they were talking about it on stage. She didn't deny it, and it's like nothing happened. Nobody got on them about that. Nick and Lisa didn't. Not Nick and Vanessa. They didn't say anything. So this is not their first rodeo. I think for whatever reason, people like to give passes to women when it comes to physical violence when they are just as capable. And if you really want to know the stats, the highest rates of DV actually come from lesbian couples. They're the highest above everybody. So I think because they don't cause as much physical damage or injury to other people, you assume that means that they're doing it less. No, that's not true. And I'm gonna need people to stop giving a pass to women and treating them like they're soft and fragile, like they're not capable of causing harm when they absolutely can. If you really want to be about women's rights, and if you really want to be about women empowerment and calling them equal, well, then you need to treat them equally when it comes to stuff like this too. That's being fair and equal. So that's it. That's all I have to say.
No, on point. I'm not going to be mad at that. That's on point for me. You know, I think she has issued an apology now. She said she had to wait till everything was aired to offer an apology. Yeah. At that point, it's to offer an apology when things have already been aired is what's even more nuts. But yeah, no, I think I think I'll read the apology in a second, but I definitely hear what you're saying. You know, I think, and my thing is like, I'm not saying take it out of the show completely. There are things that are happening. I think this would have been a great opportunity to address certain opportunities. This is where you get maybe a counselor in, or a therapist in, and you come and have a sit down conversation, both with the couple who are involved. And this is a great teachable moment. Netflix wins, the audience wins, and then you don't have to have this situation where you may have potential quote unquote lawsuits, whether that no one's suing anyway. But I mean, someone else who would have thought to himself, well, hold a minute, I just got done dirty, and they try to play it like that nothing happened. Oh no, we're suing. You know what I mean? Like someone else might have done that. But so for me, it's like it could have been a great teachable moment in that aspect. And I just feel like this is the second season now. Nick and Vanessa, they're starting to be out of their depth. I thought last season was bad. This season is looking really, really bad. Now Nick doesn't say anything, but that doesn't mean he's not culpable. And Vanessa be talking but not be saying anything. It's like we gonna have to hold you accountable at some point. That this is not really, you guys are not on, you're not in tune with what's actually happening,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is actually a pretty hands-off production, which is unusual for reality TV, especially for stuff dealing with romance and couples. Normally they're pretty hands-on. And I think that they were counting on the fact that the concept in and of itself is like super dramatic, and that would be enough for them to be able to coast. But I think it really depends on the couples that you're casting. Really, the most dramatic couple was Lisa and Brian. And if you can't keep them around, you don't really have much of a season. And the production team is not able to get the rest of the couples interacting enough, or have enough engagement that it's interesting to everybody to actually watch. Honestly, they could have wrapped this up in about 3 episodes. It really could. 3 episodes, reunion, and then we're done, because it's a nothing burger of a season. Let me go because I got to get back to work. But thank you for having me on.
Appreciate it, babe. Thank you.
Bye.
All righty. Well, she obviously offered an apology. We're going to read the apology out loud, and we'll see. I might have to do a part 2. I don't want to be too on here too long, because I gotta get off and talk about some stuff. But the apology here we see, and I'll put it on the screen, so you guys can see it as well. Okay. Let's have a look. Here we go. 'Cause I know I wanna see you. All right, cool. So here's apology by Rhea, and I'm sure I'll do a separate video for this as well. So it says, as the final episodes of the Ultimatum are released, I want to take the opportunity to reflect on the insightful journey. I would like to apologize to my fellow castmates, family, friends who were affected by my words and actions on the show. I've apologized to both Brian and Rhea privately, and now I'm doing so publicly. To Rhea, I apologize for any hurtful words that I used to describe you. No one should be judged based on their age or place of employment, and I believe in empowering women from all walks of life. Now, let me just pause it here, because the reunion was a year later. The reunion was a year later, and you blatantly came out and said, I meant what I said. Now, maybe the show didn't show it, maybe the production didn't show it, but you didn't apologize on that show. Okay? You didn't apologize on that show. And let me be real with you. Let me be real with you. Like, you know, I wasn't with it. You know, you didn't apologize on the show, but we're apologizing now and saying we mean what we said, but you had a whole year. So why didn't you apologize at the reunion when you had a whole year, a person sitting right in front of you, instead you justified your behavior as being, I meant what I said? Okay. Hopefully they edit it out. Brian and I not only faced existing relationship challenges, which stretched us both emotionally and greatly triggered me going into the show, but during filming, we also learned we were expecting. While this does not excuse my behavior, I also extended my apologies to Brian for any aggression. You know, and do you know what? Let me tell you something. Language is very important. I'm going to tell you, language is very, very important. Okay? I want you to listen to what she said. This apology, I don't know if she got someone to write it or she wrote it herself, but it's apology. Let me tell you this now. She says here, look, in the top paragraph here, I apologize for any hurtful words that I use to describe you. When someone usually says, I apologize for any words I hurt you with, any shouldn't be. It should be, thank you, fine wine. It should be I'm sorry for the words that I've said to you. I'm sorry for the disgusting words I've said to you. I'm sorry for the bad behavior that I've done. When you say for any, it is it's very intentional too. You ain't really sorry, right? Oh, I'm sorry for anything I've said to you. Huh? It's very laissez-faire. It's very you know, by the wayside. It's not really something that is, you know, when I'm sorry for what I did to you. I'm sorry for anything that I've hurt you with. It's very laissez-faire. It's not giving somebody who really genuinely is sorry. So when you say any, I'm looking at going, language is very important. And she does that twice. Right? Twice she does that, because she goes, while this does not excuse my behavior, I also extend my apologies to Brian for any aggression I displayed toward him, as I do not condone violence of any kind. For any aggression? No. You were aggressive. So I extend my apologies to Brian for the aggression I displayed. For any aggression, again, it's almost kind of downplaying and diluting what you've done. It's not any. Okay? It's not any. It is, again, I'm sorry for the aggression. Right? We're being specific because we know exactly what we've done. When we start saying, for anything I've done to you, it's like you're not sure what you've done. So just in case, let me cover all bases and be like, you know, for anything I've done, just want to throw it out there. Right? So should I also extend my apologies to Brian for any aggression I displayed towards him, as I do not condone violence of any kind. While I never publicly or privately displayed those kinds of actions, I understand that my behavior reflected poorly on myself, our relationship, and the show. Huh? While I never publicly or privately displayed those kinds of actions. Sis, while I never publicly or privately displayed those kind of actions. I'm confused because you did publicly display it. That's the whole point. So you can't say, while I publicly and privately don't do that. No, you did it publicly. That's how we know. See, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's when you know the apology is not real. That's when you know that someone is trying to do PR with your your apology. And whoever was spilling your PR, they ain't good. Okay? Whoever's doing your PR, you need to fire them. Yeah? Fire them. They're not doing a good job. While I never publicly or privately display those kind of actions, I understand that my behavior reflected poorly on myself, our relationship, and the show. Reality TV is an opportunity to showcase our lives and personalities, but that doesn't excuse harmful actions. Okay? I would have preferred here my harmful actions, because as of yet, we've not really taken any accountability for what you've actually done. Right? But that doesn't excuse harmful actions. As Brian and I continue for relationship counseling and nurturing our growing family, I've been committed to learning and growing from this experience by taking steps to improve my own reactions and relationship triggers. I'm also grateful for the lessons this situation has taught me, despite the hard path I traveled to learn those lessons. I've been committed to learning and growing from this experience by taking steps to improve my own reactions and relationship triggers. That's good. We like that. I'm also grateful for the lessons. I'm also grateful for the lessons this situation has taught me, despite the hard path I traveled to learn those lessons. Thank you, Netflix, for this experience. I look forward to continuing to grow with love. Yeah. Yeah, some of your friends will never let you grow. They will support you on your bull crap. You know? Sometimes you need to be called out and be like, hey, that was wrong. Yeah. That's my situation released there. As you see. I was like, yo. After a whole year, you still can't get it right. I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? I've reached out to her though to see if we can get an interview. We'll see what happens. Should a God I serve, should he break boundaries? Should he tap into her so that we can see if she'll reply? I would love to be able to get in contact with her and get an interview. Would love to do that, but I was very much disappointed in Lisa and her behavior, and that apology is shambolic, you know. And like I said, you know, I think a lot of people don't know how to do apologies because a lot of people don't want to apologize. They're being forced to apologize because the camera's on them, right? A lot of people only apologize because the camera's on them, not because they actually want to apologize because they believe they're wrong. So now we're here. And that's why the apologies usually suck, right? So, I mean, again, like I said, Brian too, defending it, remixing it, trying to make it more feasible. There is none of that stuff. In reality, they were disrespectful. Sorry. In reality, that she was disrespectful to not only you, but to Rhea, to the process, everybody else around you. So on a reunion, she meant what she meant when she said, you know what? I meant what I said, and she meant it. So we're going to leave it there, guys. Listen, we'll be back probably either a little later today or tomorrow to do a bit more of the so that'll give you guys a bit more time. You know, I think that will be so we can address most of the rest of the reunion, because Roxanne, let me tell you something about Roxanne. Roxanne was moving the maddest. Yeah. When I say Roxanne was moving the maddest and Antonio is just running with it and knowing that he's not happy with it, that told me about him as well too. I was like, well, Antonio, the reason why she's doing what she's doing is because you don't respect you. If you respected you, you wouldn't be here. If you respected you, you wouldn't be here. You'd have been gone by now. But instead, we're here.
A car customization franchise as a proof Randy.
Now, listen, the boy is starting to grow. He's doing his own thing. It's amazing. You know, it was so funny. It was so funny because, and I'll keep it short because my hour's going to come up to, it's going to come up now. It was so funny watching Roxanne and Antonio because the level of disrespect is on an all-time high. Like the disrespect, yo, when he finally wakes up and smells the Kenko coffee and comes out the coma that he's in, I promise you, he gonna look at this clip back and be like, yo, I look like a dickhead. Why was I still there? Because when someone tells you that you bought them a ring, the very next day they took off the ring, what do you want? What do you want? Why is it Roxanne had more energy for Alex not basically choosing her, but because Alex decided he didn't want to, because Alex didn't want to break up his relationship with Kat and he wanted to go back to Kat? Why was Roxanne so passionate about that situation with Alex and Kat? Why is it that Roxanne was struggling to even say yes on decision day when she wanted to get engaged? Why was she struggling? She nodded her head twice. You had to tell her to say yes because she wasn't going to say yes. She didn't want to say yes, but she felt like she had to say yes. There's too much going on with Roxanne. Like, even when he was telling us a story about him owning 2 businesses, she actually went to do on him again after, when he said, oh, I'm in the car business. And she was like, you know, condescending tone, you know, she was like, oh, but, you know, I was in the car game. I wanted to be in the car game like 10 years ago, whatever. You know, I was like, you're still stepping on him again. So again, I think the reality of the situation, you're absolutely right. Yes, she knows that Antonio's not the one for her. She knows that Antonio is not the one she's going to be marrying, and she's dragging it out. But here's a fear. Her fear is being alone. She's fearful that she will not have someone by her side anymore. So she's holding on to Antonio, and she's got the power in the situation because he's like a lost puppy. Right? She has all the power because he's a lost puppy. So I saw him and I was like, yeah, it's going to be a problem. Guys, anyway, listen, I'm going to keep it short. Like I said, I gotta go and get myself ready for the UK panel. But look, just don't do anything you shouldn't do, guys. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, this is crazy. I was scared of Roxanne. That's what I'm going to say. I was scared of her. Okay? Because old girl was doing the most, talking about everybody else but herself. Everybody else but herself. Crazy. And then she said she accepted that she hasn't got space for marriage. So you haven't got space for marriage. What are we doing here? Antonio, if you don't take a motherfucking hint, someone said that she can't attract the man that she wants. Absolutely. Told no lies. And even, you know, Alex was, again, speaking up for Antonio to help him out. He wouldn't listen. Boys like that, they're hard-headed. They have to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to leave him. We're going to leave them. Okay? All right, we gonna leave him. So I'm gonna leave you guys there. We'll come back either probably later on tonight. Probably might be tomorrow, and we'll talk some more about Ultimatum. But we'll be back again. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification uploads as well, guys. Don't forget, we're trying to get to 100K. So if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. Leave comments in the comment section as well. Much love, much appreciation.